It's been a little chilly here too, in the evenings, mostly because my heat isn't turned all the way up and I don't have a fire going. But hello,
You
my
don't under.
friends, and welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. I'm Omar Krieg, and these are my fellow degenerates playing. What are we
Hey,
playing? Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader.
Eee.
Tithes of Acheron is the name of our series, and this is Segmentum 4, Episode 4. And I have with me, of course, Rev Everett as Lord Captain
hello.
Brigadier Van Breeze Gisbath, something, 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 star of something, 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 order of this, all
I'm
title.
Brigadier Van Breeze Gisbath III,
Yes, that.
Order of the Calixtus Star,
I knew I should have gone with a different intro.
Slayer of Pirates. Huh?
Oh, he sounds to be done. Okay. We're also joined
Behander
by
fell.
Lucian, who plays Jace Sebastian von Anko of some sector somewhere, but he also has familial ties to the Van Breeze domain. And then we have Alturios playing our tech engineer Primus something or other administratum or nope, wrong one. Adeptus Mechanicus sounding Icarus, who
Bleep
is
boop.
almost
Epicurus.
always
I
flanked
believe the term
by.
you're looking for is engines here.
I did say engineer, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. And of course, we have Icarus, like as I said, who is almost always flanked by his two floating serval skulls, Pythagoras and Archimedes, and sometimes escorted by a combat servitor who may or may not bear some resemblance to a. Well, once upon a time, he may have been a rogue trader. And then, of course, Warner, Take Me to the Hill, Radic, who can't seem to choose a name to save his life, who is also fond of swords, which I approve of, who plays
True.
our arch militant in a strange twist of irony from one weapon system to another. Reinhardt something
Der
Reinhardt
Amelungen.
Logan. See, I knew I would never find it if you didn't say it for me. We're gonna take a quick moment, check in with everybody, see what's new and exciting. It's been 1 week, but we did get off to a late start, so we're gonna check in briefly with our fellow players before we get started. Starting not with Rev. No, we'll start with Rev. He just has 15 seconds to speak. Ready? Go.
All right. So I had a very long internet outage today, which since I was in some significant pain this morning due to my ankle, was very unfortunate as the internet is my primary form of distraction. Um, After spending a large amount of time on the phone with a company that rhymes with BT&T, um, I finally got to an automated message. I had been trying to tell them because I'm intelligent enough with technical devices that I knew the problem was not on my end, and they finally said, "Ah, yes, we see that there is a service outage in your area. The service will be restored by $ ampersand semicolon. Thank you.
I love it.
Goodbye."
I love it.
Um, and so I'm like, okay, I don't know what time $ ampersand semicolon is. So I managed to actually get a hold of a real person. Um, and they said they were very sketchy about details. They're like, maybe around 4 o'clock. Now this is at like 8 this morning. Um, the My mother who resides with me works from home and needs the internet, and so this was 4 p.m. if I said 8. I don't remember now what I said a second ago, but 4 p.m. plus or minus 2 hours. And so that was kind of frustrating. And it's like, but we can set you up with a link to a text service that will notify you as updates are made. Well, um, we clicked a link, got it set up, and never once got an update on it. And it got to 4 o'clock. It went past 4 o'clock, so I started trying to contact him again. I ended up on a website for outages for BT&T, and um, it was a smart virtual assistant thing, and it's like, ah, yes, if you want to check on outages, you should go to this website. The website I'm already on. The virtual assistant on the website I'm on is telling me to go to the website I'm on, so that was really great.
Yes, I
Um,
love tech issue resolution
I,
processes.
I couldn't get any more out of that, so I put myself in a virtual queue where they would call me back after a long amount of time. And they called me back, and I answered the phone, and they couldn't hear me. They're like, "Hello, hello, sir, I can't. if you're there, I can't hear you. And I questioned whether they could hear me or not, but that's neither here nor there. So after a while, I called back again, and this time I chose to just hold and wait rather than be put in a queue, and well, in a virtual queue. And the person I that came on says, "Ah, yes, I see why you haven't got any text updates. It's because they don't know."
Yeah.
It appears that, and he said LT, but given that the standard for data, internet communications is LTE right now, as I understand it. Um,
Long-term evolution for fourth generation cell service. I understand, but I could be way off, Mark.
yeah. Well, he said the LT card, and that could mean something else. But he said the LT card for basically our neighborhood and the neighborhood across the street was out. It was completely shot. They had tried to manually repair it. I'm not sure how you repair, like, unless you're good with soldering, and like that seems a bit beyond the normal technician thing. But they said it was completely destroyed. They were having to get a new card, and it would probably be here within the next 48 hours. And 10 minutes later, the internet was back.
Ow. It sounds like they just picked a random issue card response pattern, at, like total random, and said, "All right, we'll just use that one."
Well, my favorite still of the whole encounter was um, your estimated time of service restoration is $,
Yes.
ampersand,
Yes.
semicolon.
Yes. Well, so Rev took all of our intro time. We're gonna go ahead and get started with ship shooting action. I'm
Hey,
kidding. I'm kidding. Darius, what do you got for us, man?
Just we're running late because of me. Well, because of my sister, to be technical. Had to get her to the gym before I started playing.
I want to make a comment, but it's going to come across sounding rude, so I don't want to do it that way. I was going to say something about time management lessons for sister, but I don't want to. I didn't want it to come across the wrong way. Just trying to be a smart ass. I promise.
let me translate. Why didn't she go to the gym sooner?
Listen, again, I just wanted to make the joke for the sake of the joke. No other reason. You guys gotta stop trying to put words in my mouth.
She
Don't
didn't
you
go
dare lay
earlier
that
because
evil
I
on
wasn't
me.
awake earlier.
Fair
See,
enough.
that's not her fault. That's his fault. See, it all
Yeah.
reverts back to Darius. It's his fault.
She didn't wake me up either.
Okay, now you're just
That's
pointing
good.
fingers.
We prefer if they don't wake us up, right?
Yes.
No, I prefer she does wake me up so I don't have to take time out of the game to
I
go and run her around.
You know what? When you got a car, you should have seen this one coming. Okay, I'm done being a snarky smartass. Alterios, prove me wrong with
Okay.
that statement I just said. Alterios.
I was muted.
Happens to the best of us. What you got for us, man?
Nothing really. Nothing really going on.
All right, we'll move on to war. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Just a comment on Rev's thing. LT might stand for Lightspeed Telecom.
Is that a thing?
Well, I'm on fiber optics, so that might be.
Yeah.
Fiber optics is light speed through
when
fiber optic cables, right? Am I crazy
Yes.
thinking that?
Yeah.
I mean, well,
As opposed
it
to
literally,
previous cables, which are like coax, which was not light speed because it was basically an electrical signal. Am I
It's
right?
electricity, yes.
Yeah.
can also refer to wireless signal because that also, by its very nature, is Lightspeed.
Yes, because it's radio
It
waves,
is
which are
radiation.
a form of light.
Because when Pseudo was in the Cream Corn, he was in charge of Lightspeed Telecom, and I don't know if they ever shortened it to LT, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
I'm sorry for a brief moment, and my brain is still trying to decipher. Just for clarity, when I don't hear everything, my brain automatically fills in the gaps, which has led to some very interesting moments in my life. Did you or did you not say Pseudo was in Cream Corn?
no, he said
The
the
Green Corn.
Marine Corps.
Okay.
The Cream Corn.
Okay. Nope. See, this is
The Green Corn.
I missed. I missed
No,
a
no.
crucial part.
They literally call it the Cream Corn.
Okay. No. So you did say Cream Corn.
I did say Cream Corn.
Okay.
Because it gets people to go, did you just say Cream Corn?
god! But
That's
no, that makes
why
even
he
more
did it.
sense. It would have been more hilarious if you had just gone, no, I said Marine Corps. What the hell are you listening to?
That's what I was trying to set up, and you ruined it, Alterio.
I don't want him thinking he's more mad than he already is.
Thank you. See, this is why Alterios gets the inheritance. You don't.
Yay!
I
I
didn't
get
want
all
it.
his notes.
I didn't want it anyway, and I break my plate and I walk out the door.
Warner, help! Warner, help!
Help?
What do you got
Why
for
should
us,
I
man?
help?
Yeah, why should I help? I'm not getting any inheritance.
I'd love an inheritance. That sounds really great.
You know what? I can't blame you 1 bit for that one. Jesus. What do you got for us, Warner?
Well, today it was real dang cold outside, so my wife drove the kids to school, and the youngest was up a little early, so they woke me up early, and so I've been up all day.
Fun.
It's been stuff.
It's been stuff, yeah. I had a similar problem Monday. I think it was Monday. Maybe it was yesterday, I don't remember now. Where the cat decided to wake up earlier and make it everybody's problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a cat and a child are two totally different ideas, but when when anybody or anything wakes me up before I'm ready to get up in the morning, it becomes a problem for sure. All right, well, that's everybody. Nothing new and exciting that I need to brag on about because, well, who cares? Let me check it out. Previously, on Tithes of Acheron, we had a ship battle. We had a ship boarding. We had a ship being claimed. And then they moved from there in deeper into the system towards the main planet. Only to find 2 Tempest-class frigates in orbit around the planet, moving to intercept our heroes. Well, to call them heroes is actually a little bit odd. We'll call them explorers, because that's the term the book uses. So, we are at the beginning of yet more ship combat. This time, however, it is just the Acheron's ferry against these 2 Tempest-class frigates, because the Perilos is remaining back to provide a base of operations for repair and recovery operations on the Hazaroth-class raiders, I think they were. Maybe they're frigates, I don't remember.
Hazard off.
Hazards are off.
Can I ask for some help from the crew? Somewhere in the PDF, I can't remember which of the 2 main PDFs we're using. There is a thing where when the telepath bonds us together, she can give us a +5 if she rolls enough successes, and I can't find it. I can't find the rules for that. I've looked under the psychic powers, I've looked under extra abilities. I know it's in there because I've used it before, and I've lost it.
Both books.
Is it in...
I have tried to look through both books.
Is it possibly in the section of the book that details officer positions on the ship?
I do not believe it is. I even looked through that to the best of my ability. But I was hoping that as we're making rolls and people aren't involved, you could be looking around for where that might be, because clearly I've overlooked it somewhere.
I don't have the wherewithal to be doing that.
Well, you're GMing. I'm asking the other players.
I got streams, I got GM, I got rules of regular usage to be brought up. That said, we do need to make. I want to double check my notes. I'm pretty sure it's 1d10 plus ship's detection for initiative, but let me verify that. The 10's digit of their ship's detection score. So for you guys, I believe it's a 1d10 plus like 9 or 30 or something. I don't know. What's your ship's detection?
What do they get from me being paranoid? That's a +3 to initiative.
Is it?
That's what my paranoid trait does. Is a +3 to initiative.
Paranoia.
I'm just asking if it applies to the ship or not.
We'll go ahead and give that a +3. Why not? I mean, no matter how the initiative breaks down, it's probably going to be y'all and then them, and then y'all and then them.
Probably.
Now, the only question really is, when does the round change from round 1 to round 2 and so on? So I'm going to roll 1d10 plus a number for my 2. So that was for A, and that was for B. So as of right now, A goes before B, and I just need to know what your guys' 1d10 plus, I guess, 4 is.
Jace, you want to roll for the ship?
Sure.
Well, whenever the Acheron's Ferry moves, that's when the turn has changed. So let me get this situated, then I gotta kick this over. Alright. So, round 1. Acheron's Ferry. Standard moves, maneuver actions, extended actions, and if you can somehow manage to make it into firing range, combat actions. What would you like to do?
Any suggestions, Captain?
Well, they're dorsally armed. We can hope that it's something shorter range than us. So let's try and engage at range and draw them to us and take advantage of our criticals.
They're dorsally armed.
Yes, both of their weapon. The only area that they can't fire with their 2 weapon systems is going to be directly to the rear, basically.
Ah,
They have
great.
they have the same weapons mounting as we do.
Great.
Probably fine.
So you're saying what?
The only place we're safe from them is behind them.
Which is
So
gonna be
positioning
challenging to
is
get
not
to.
going to matter quite as much.
The only thing that might matter any is if their weapons are shorter range. I suppose, as we're closing, someone can try and do a sensor check.
Yeah.
If we're just moving on a straight course forward, does Jace actually need to make any kind of piloting roll?
No, because you have your standard maneuver, which is basically moving forward, and you choose whether to make your turn. For your ship size, it's up to 90 degrees. You choose to do that either at the halfway or at the end.
Well, Jace, if you're not doing any intensive maneuvers that don't require your focus, I suggest you use your extended action that turn or your action that turn to do an augury scan that will give us more detailed information about the ships.
That sounds like an excellent idea. I will do that. And then I guess we'll just move. Half move or full move?
I don't know if we can just make a half move.
You have to move the full 9 inches of your movement. The difference is whether you choose to make the turning maneuver at the midpoint or at the end. That's the standard move action. You have to move forward. In fact, the only way to change your forward movement is to adjust speed, and because you can add or subtract your speed based on the success rate of your roll. The main reason for that, for those that don't know, is because in space everything has an inertia, and you have these massive, massive engines pushing your ship forward.
The Acheron's ferry has flew off the table.
What?
The Acheron's ferry has flew off the table and left the combat.
So that's the standard move, and then you wanted to do your active augury scan?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right, so active augury The character makes a challenging scrutiny plus detection test to scan the area surrounding the ship. If the scan is successful, the GM should reveal basic and important information about celestial bodies, phenomena, and ships within 20 void units, or in our case, 20 inches. For every degree of success, the character can extend the range of this by 5. So 20, possibly 25, 30, 35, etc. The other one you might want to do, and I don't know what the range is on that, there is a focused augury, which will give you a challenging scrutiny plus detection test of a particular ship within extreme range of the vessel. In other words, 18 inches. So actually, you can't do that yet. That scan reveals the number of components aboard as well as some other basic information. So, like, if you guys remember in the previous space battle, you knew some of the things. You knew that ship had certain things because it was used against you, specifically the weapons. You know it has engines. You knew it had shields. The focused augury will tell you exactly what components are on each ship that you wouldn't otherwise already know. Like, oh, they have a Sunseer because they shot me with a Sunseer. Or they have macrobatics because they shot me with macrobatics.
I thought we were within range to do a focused augury, but I guess not. So
well, you're not, because it is 18 inches because it says you have to be within extreme range, which is the twice your weapons range. Unless I'm misunderstanding that. Because I think that's actually about the only time extreme range is actually mentioned.
Fair.
That I'm aware of. So yeah, in this case, the active augury, which is only good for 20 inches until or unless you roll really well, and the closest ship is 37 and 40, so you're going to need like 5, it's 15. You're going to need at least 3 degrees of success to be able to pick anything up, unless it's unless there happens to be some sort of hidden, because that's the other thing that says if there is a vessel on silent running within scan range, it is immediately detected. So effectively, you make this test, and based on the number of degrees of success, it will tell you how far out you can reach. It's 20 as a base, plus 5 more inches per degree of success. So it's up to you if you want to run it. Scrutiny plus your ship's detection, which I think is 15. It is, yes, 15 right here.
So is there any point to doing any kind of augury right now?
What's your scrutiny?
I thought before
Plus
you had
10.
a relatively. I was like,
So
I thought you had a
scrutiny is
relatively high.
perception, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So 66.
And that's with or without the plus 10?
That's with.
Okay. Then you add another 15 on top of that. That's 71. No, 81 from the ship. And it's challenging, so plus 0. So basically roll against the 81. The more degrees of success, the more the further your scan reaches and the more information you'll be able to find out.
So yes, I think it's still relevant to scan.
It definitely is. Because that's 5 degrees of success. So that's 20 plus 25. So you can scan both of these ships. And in fact, at 45 inches, it gets you about quite through. So here's what you do get on that. You clearly see those 2 ships. There's no argument that those 2 ships are there. You do pick up, if you recall, previously when you initially scanned, or I guess more accurately detected them on sensors, augers or whatever, you had these 2 ships that were bearing on you, and between them and around them were these like sparkle sprite sort of shits on the readouts.
That's what I'm curious about.
It's chaff. For all intents, whatever the Warhammer 40K version of chaff is, it's effectively extra shit that these guys have thrown out in order to confuse you and or your sensor systems. I'm sorry, your auguries.
Will then.
Obviously,
I'm
you
taking
still
it the
pick up
Space Wolf
the.
livery isn't canon.
I'm sorry, one more time.
The Space Wolf livery on the 2 frigates isn't canon.
If there's Space Wolf livery on there, just pretend it's not there.
Okay.
Just pretend it's the black mailed hand, fist, whatever, black mailed fist on a blue field.
Oh no, it's the
Insignia of House
Imperial
Hannett.
Fist.
And when I say black mail, just for those that are listening and not paying attention, I mean the fist is black with mail, like
Yes,
chain mail.
like medieval armory.
Yes,
It's
because I'm
it's
sure someone's sitting there going, "How's a hand blackmailed?"
well, you see, you
Well,
spray paint
I
it
suppose
black and you
that
put it in the
depends on
mail.
Spray
it's
paint
been
it black and put it
grasping.
in the mail. Wow. I've seen this image earlier today. Somebody went and got their fingers dark hold tattooed because they had like the fingertips black, like in oh god, what is that? Multiverse of Madness or whatever.
Ugh.
Or if you anyway, I digress. What else would you like to do, or is that it? Any other extended actions?
We're well outside of range, so
Correct.
not that I know.
Yeah, you're
Um,
in the 30s range.
are we out of range of jamming and everything else?
My kid just yelled from the background, "I'm in the 40s."
Is he playing Battlefield?
I think he meant age range.
He meant age range.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum,
My
ba-dum-bum,
kid is
ba-dum.
outing me right now. Any rate, yes, weapons is not really much of an option at the moment. You do
At
have
least he's
other
being
extended actions if you would like that may or may not be available based on various things.
charitable by about 10 years.
I'm in my 40s. I'm well on
He's
my way
giving
out
you
of my
a
40s, to be
10-year
clear.
range, basically.
Just boy, you too. I don't know if he's getting caught on video or not, or on microphone. Anyway,
For a second, I thought you called Warner boy, and I was a little worried.
no, I wouldn't call Warner boy. That would be really odd if I did. At any
Being
rate,
that I'm in my
More.
40s as well.
yes. What would you like to do, or is that all you guys think you can accomplish for now?
Does anyone else have anything they think fits with their role?
Eh,
I'm not shooting them yet, so
That's fair. That is fair. Okay. All right. If
look, I
final,
made a character to do one thing.
all right. So let me scooch these up. No, damn it, that's not what's supposed to happen. Oh my God! Stop. Oh wow, these guys are really okay. Let's try this again. That goes there. That goes there. And this goes there. Okay, there we go. All right. That takes us to Tempest A. And he is going to make a roll to do adjust speed, piloting plus maneuverability. What is the maneuverability of these turds? Maneuverability is okay, so that's going to be okay. Well, that did not work as well as I would have liked it to. So they are going to. Ooh, okay. Move straight forward. And this one is going to attempt the same thing. And scored a much better result. So let me see what that means. That is adjust speed for each degree of success. See, may increase number of 1. Each degree of success increases another 1. Okay. Wow. Somehow I feel like I did not move very far compared to the other guy, but okay. Still,
You ought to see the other guy.
yeah. Don't believe I'm in range here either. That would be correct. Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right. So they both did that, and then extended actions. Let me see. Okay. Within long range, so that would be a. Okay. All right. Yep. That's it. It now goes back to you guys on turn 2. What would you like to do? Hey, Lupium! Welcome, friendo! How you been, brother? It's been a while. Hope all is good with you. As for my friends here on the table, it is your turn to do something.
Really? I would never have guessed that. Seriously, though. Things, stuff.
I'm going to assume that you had a reason for that, huh? Warner? Or are you just referring to his...
No, like with the blankness. I'm not doing anything. Here's my hand. Whee!
I pull out the pencil and I start scribbling on the map.
Yeah, we're still not within range.
Alright. Any extended actions you would like
Any
to...
hailing? Long distance hailing?
Distance hailing. See, what is that? Not hit and run. Hail the enemy. Let's see. It should be noted, by the way, for those paying attention to your augers, that as these ships move, that chaff-like product between them and around them continues to move with them.
Interesting. That's not how physics works, Omar.
Is it?
Physics?
First off, this is a fantasy game. Yes, I realize it's science fiction.
Physics.
How come is it when I try to make the reason why I can do something is that it's a fantasy game, you go, well, I don't think so.
Why is it that... Because whenever you bring up something, I'm going to hit you with the opposite. So in this case, because you're like, well, that's not how physics works, I'm going to hit you with, well, it's not a real physics-based game, is it? And of course, you're going to be like, well, actually, Omar, you've said on multiple occasions, that's not how that works in the real world, so therefore I'm not going to allow it in my game.
And your rebuttal to that would be?
Rules.
The GM, I do what I
words.
want. That's the ultimate rebuttal.
I'll allow it.
In any game and every game.
I love the acquiescence right there. I'll allow it. All right. Is there anything else going on, or is it my turn? I'm not trying to rush you. I'm just trying to keep things moving.
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
If somebody wants to do something before the end of the turn, now's your time to speak up.
Yep. Please do. All right. I'm not hearing anything, so I'm going to go ahead and move.
What happened to the making a comms call for intimidation?
If you wanted to, absolutely.
All right. We'll give it a shot.
Okay.
What sort of tone are you taking with this?
I'm going to take the tone of, who are you? What are you doing here? This is clearly not your world, and
You should leave.
you might want to give us a good reason for being here if you don't want to get blown the hell up.
Okay. What sort of interaction skill would you like to use? Obviously, intimidation's on the table.
Yes, intimidation is exactly the one that I intend to use.
Okay.
So, let me just bring up my character sheet real briefly here.
Oh, you know what I meant to do? I actually did mean to do this. I'm going to look something up, or at least attempt to look something up while you're doing that. Because I'm pretty sure there is a skill cap. not cap. There's a limit to the final target number for rolling tests and things of that nature. So I want to verify.
Well, depending on what your stats were that you started with, there are definitely caps.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, there's what I mean is like, so regardless of all the final modifiers, like you can't roll against anything over I'm thinking it's 85, but I might be wrong. Okay, let's look in skills. I don't think there's anything in there specifically. Let's see. Skill tests. Okay, so it is in that chapter. So, chapter 9. Test 230. Alright, so, test.
While we're waiting, just as a FYI for everybody else, when I thought I wasn't going to have internet back tonight, I was getting Zoom installed on my phone and just going to let somebody else make my rolls for me on tabletop. Mic check. Did I just lose?
No,
my-
I heard you.
You were
It just got real quiet after I said
Yeah.
that. I'm like, oh. I'm like,
Let's
either
see.
I said something
Points
wrong.
consistent. That's difficulty. Closed test. Perhaps that was a house rule. At any
might
rate,
have been.
yeah.
I don't see anything about it.
I'm not seeing anything in the chapter about how to play the game and doing skill tests, so we'll
I
go
was
with
also looking in the indexes
it.
and the
Yeah,
erratas.
and I didn't see the keywords or the paragraph header that's like skill maximums or what have you.
Mhm. Or thresholds or anything
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. All right, so you want to do intimidating, so I'm going to give you your standard challenging intimidating. However, for reasons unknown to you, no, actually no, you just make your challenging roll and I
All right.
will adjust.
I make my roll.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What was your target number, by the way?
80?
80. So that's 6 degrees of success. Now,
Actually, I believe he gets my plus 10 since nothing else is being done this turn.
I. Hmm. 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 I want to give it to you because normally it's like whatever, but unfortunately he already made the roll, so I'm
I
hesitant.
already rolled it.
Yeah.
I did instruct him to do this.
Yeah, but you didn't use the keywords "do it better." That was a joke for those. If you haven't noticed by now, every time the plus 10 comes in, I always say something like "do it better."
Our work is never over.
I will allow it. However, what you do get in return is, well, first let's do this. Okay, let's see what happens here.
I will take your bitter laughter to mean something good for me.
Yes. So I don't want to let it all out of the bag. But here's what happens. There is definitely recognition of your who are you and what are you doing here? Provide prompt answers or we will blow you out of the sky. There is definitely a response of some sort to that. It's mostly in non-verbal form, which over in open vox is kind of difficult to convey.
Right.
There's some stuttering, maybe a little bit of hemming and hawing, and then there's a gunshot in the background. Now, unfortunately, what they have just pulled is one of my favorite commissar abilities, which is I ruin your battle shock by killing one of my own.
Uh-huh.
So, unfortunately, what the end result is, you're not going to get this intimidation. but you do get the distinct pleasure in knowing that somebody on the bridge was just executed for using the brain.
Yes.
Now, whether or not that's much
Presumably-
helpful for you or not is a different story.
Presumably, one of their officers was just killed, so I can assume that whoever replaces him will hopefully not be quite as good at what he's supposed to do.
In theory. So, I will leave it at that, and maybe at the end of this fight, I will break down some of the bigger numbers into what just happened there. At that rate, or at that note, is there any other extended actions you would like to attempt? I'm going to assume that
Seems
silence means
good.
no.
Yeah,
Which
not that I'm
means-
aware of.
Okay, which means, first things first, these guys are going to... in range at a -10. So actually, I need to solve his firing. So he is going to... There's the range on that. 15 means... Oops, wrong. Okay. So that is... You're being fired on with 5 degrees of success. It is a Sunseer laser.
Hey, we know what
So-
those are.
If I recall correctly, and Warner, please help me out because I know we've walked each other through this a few times. So I've got 5 degrees of success, strength 4. So that
Yes.
means 4 hits.
4 hits.
One of them is going to be eaten. I choose which one.
Right.
And because it's 5 hits, well, 4
4
total,
hits,
because
yeah.
strength, I also crit. You guys are going to be
Correct.
taking a crit damage here. So, oops. Ooh, whoa, whoa. This is going to be +2 for each one, but wow, that's shitty. So, total of 2, 5. Oh, nope. 2, 5, 7 plus 6 is 13, but your armor is probably 30 something. Your armor.
19.
19. So no damage, but there is a crit. So I'm going to roll 1d5 and pull up the crit page. That's a 2. Internal damage. The force of the hit ruptures bulkheads and smashes machineries. The attacker selects one component that I know of that is not the bridge or plasma warp drives.
Don't you round down? Isn't that
Yeah.
a 1?
No,
You said
3 divided
2.
by 2 is 1.5. So it would act. No, I see what you're saying. 1 and 2 is 1. 3 and 4 is 2. 5 and 6 is 3. So on, so on.
Okay.
Attacker selects one component that is not the bridge or plasma warp drives. The component is damaged. Your comm system, sir, is damaged. Good luck making more of those intimidation rolls.
They don't want me to talk. Well, that was hardly called for.
I think that's almost exactly what happens too. Warner, or excuse me, Reinhardt makes this almost impassioned, not even plea, but just this impassioned speech of, "Who are you? What are you doing here? This is obviously not your turf. What are you doing? You identify yourselves or leave." There's some static on the open comms call, and then a gunshot in the background, and they basically the words to the effect of "no." They shoot back and blow up the speakers on the bridge. Oh, that was good. I mean, I definitely had some concern with that critical hit going through, but I digress. All right, so that's the first ship. The second ship now is going to come in.
Hey, we've got something to repair.
Yeah.
That means our tech priest
Hey,
is going to do things.
right now, Icarus is like, God, God, Emperor, damn you. No, I'm the Saiyan, damn it.
Yes.
All right, this one is also at 15 inches, so they are also going to fire. Sun Seers. With 3 degrees of success, so that's 3 hits that are going to go through. Well, 2 that'll go through.
Are you
So,
remembering the -10?
yes.
Okay.
Although I'm glad you actually. Yes, I am. The -10 is in play. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, that looks like 12 plus 4 is 16. What's your armor? It's 19, and I didn't get enough for a crit, so your void shields are just taking a bit more of a beating from another series of Sun Spear, whatever laser thingies. The second ship is also going to do. Should have done a lock on before I fired. They are also going to do a focused augury. So that's challenging scrutiny plus detection.
Well, pardon me.
Detection is okay, and so that means I need a. All right, so that is. We'll call that an even 1 with a possibility of 2 depending on math. So we'll just go with 1. Basic success. All essential components except augur arrays and void shields. So I know what components you have on your ship now, and I can now freely choose. Effectively, I can choose. If I get more criticals, I can choose everything that is available to me to choose from. I know what you have on your ship, so I'm not just
Choosing targets.
Yeah, I'm able to choose more freely, effectively. So
From ship B.
correct. Who, of course, is going to box that information to to Tempest A for obs reasons. What do you got here? Don't get out of here. I don't want to hear this shit. I'm so tired of these fucking bots and shit hitting my stream chat. Alright. We are back to the top of the order in turn 3. And I would like to point out once more the cloud of sparkly bits between the two ships and around them have continued to move with them.
Goodness me.
I thought we were at the end of the order, are we not?
You're at the beginning of the order.
Yeah.
It is your turn, sir.
Mm-hmm. And we have not shot yet.
Correct, but you are now obviously in range because you have taken fire. Twice you actually have taken fire. Fortunately for you, your armor is pretty resilient.
Armor is important.
Yes.
Damn.
Just inside range for your Sun Seers.
Well, I was looking at us hitting.
Are you trying to? I mean, base to base, I'm coming up with right around 17. And
Yeah, I was
within
trying to
firing
get
arc.
us within 9 of the
Oh,
Tempest A,
yeah. So you don't have that -10. I got you.
but not this turn.
Nope.
So,
So time to fire.
okay.
Well,
Unless, do we want to increase our acceleration?
I don't necessarily think so.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
We need the
You do have-
seneschal to make a targeting lock on the ship we're about to shoot at.
Absolutely. Let me see
we
what
need
his
mi-
scrutiny is now. I don't think it's changed.
Scrutinize the crap out of that.
Scrutiny is perception.
I thought you were going to be giving him more XP.
I spent the XP he had as of up until the beginning of last session. And at the end of last session, I opened the poll and gave you effectively
did?
I was going to give you guys the week on to decide, and there was one person that hadn't voted yet, so I hadn't closed the poll rather. So this weekend coming, when I prep for next week,
Where is this poll?
It's in the Discord.
You
I
voted
didn't
on
see a
it.
poll.
Oh,
Oops.
oh yes. Okay. Yeah, I already voted on that. It didn't look like a poll, so
Well, because in Discord, that's how you do polls, is you just have the two different reacts, or however many reacts you need to represent the different options. And last time I saw it, it was 4-1. The one for, well, let's call it 3-0 in favor of Anastasia and Yunko getting all the full XP up to about 13,000. Now I hadn't spent that additional XP because it hadn't been yet added to them. At any rate, his scrutiny is a 47, but I believe I also get 47 plus the ship's detection, which is 15, so that's 62. Just double check the here.
oh, I'm gonna do a focused augury.
Yep, scrutiny. So 47, 57, 62. I'm going to do a quick target lock. 62. That is 1 degree of success, so I get the base +1 if that's an option. Lock on target. If successful, adds a +5 and then adds another +5 for each 2 degrees. So you get +5 on your next ballistic skill. Fire on one of those ships.
Seriously,
we
where's
get
this
everything.
poll thing? I don't see it.
Hang on, I gotta.
Was it in the Rogue Trader?
Yes, it's in the Rogue Trader chat. Give me just a second. I'm going to reply
Okay.
to it, and that way you can see where it's.
Okay.
He asked the question and he put a thumbs up and a thumbs down.
Yeah.
And the emote is how you vote.
Oh, I
Yep.
see. Okay. Okay.
There you go.
I
pinged
see
you.
it now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with Discord, that's kind of the way to do pings. It's not like in some other internet services where you have an actual poll type thing to do. Okay, so you have a +5 on your next firing solution for one in weapon system. Darius rolled
My
a
folk-
5 for something.
For focused augury.
Okay. How many degrees of success did that give you?
Well, it was what, 81?
So basically, you get all of the
Everything.
components on the ship. Okay. Once again,
And that would be for Tempest Day.
Okay. So once again, I have not designated all of the particular components of each of these ships, but I will tell you this. It has speed 8, detection 12, maneuverability 18. It carries 2 weapons in its dorsal bays, a set of Mars pattern macro cannons, and a set of Sunseer laser batteries. It has 19 armor. It's fundamentally, in many ways, it's not much different than you guys, stats wise. It is a touch slower and doesn't detect things as well, but has 19 armor. Has all of the normal ship component things that you would expect of a ship of its stature, including a cargo bay, shuttle bays, things like that.
Okay, well, before you fire, you have my +10, but before you fire, I need to roll for put your backs into it.
What does that do? That is
It's at the very least +5 on a charm test,
Yes.
which I bet. Which let me double check on that for me. I'm pretty sure is like a 90.
You can add a +5 to ballistics, fire weapon component, a repair action, or may attempt to put out a fire made during this turn. Add an additional ballistic skill test, emergency repairs action, or firefighting attempt for every 3 degrees of success. There is a comm system repair necessary that can be begun now. As an
Okay,
extended
so
action,
if I
that
get enough
is.
if I get enough successes, I can put one of the 5s there.
Let's see. I think repairs. Oh, emergency repairs. It is an extended action. It is a difficult -10 tech use test to direct and aid repair crews. If successful, you repair one unpowered, damaged, or depressurized component, and repairs normally take 1d5 turns. However, this can be reduced by 1 turn per degree of success to a minimum of 1 turns. And emergency repairs cannot fix destroyed components. So right now, your communication system, your Vox system, is damaged. It can be repaired with emergency repairs if you want to do that. You're the only. The only option. For the time being, the benefit of doing that would be to restore communications with those 2 ships and the planet, and well, obviously with parallels because that's a little bit. All right, how many degrees of success did you get there?
Well, that's against a 94.
So 7. So that's +5 and then +10. So a total of +15 to 1. Wait, that's not exactly how it works.
It's +5 to 3 different
Yes,
things.
there you go. So you can do +5 ballistic and the emergency repairs actions.
Yep, that's where I'm assigning it. My focus on the put your backs into it is focused on both the gunnery bays and the emergency repair task. So Alturios, you'll get a +5 from that. Warner, both the guns will get a +5 when you shoot in just a second.
Cool.
You'll also get the +5 from the lock-on to one of them, and I would think both of them since they're the same target. But what do I know?
It specifies +5 to a single weapon system.
Fine. I'm not gonna argue too hard about it. I'm just being cranky. And then the +10. So you've got, in theory, you could stack all of them on one and have a really fun number.
All right.
But each one of them is going to get a +5, like just straight off the bat, and then there's a +5 and a +10 for you to throw where you want.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, Alterios, are you going to do your emergency repair right now?
Yeah, push button.
Tech use -5 total so far. That is a 71.
The target number was like 118.
Okay, so 3 degrees. Go ahead and roll 1d10 and cut it in half. Or 1d5. So 2 turns. Reduced to 1 minimum because of your 3 degrees of success. So yeah, at the end of this turn, at the start of the next turn, I'll put it that way, your Vox system will be repaired. I believe that takes it to Reinhardt, who is now going to, as they say, light that ship ablaze.
In the immortal words of Oglethorpe from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, did I say blow it up? Well, then let's blow it up!
Unfortunately, I don't know who that is. I feel like I should, though. I've never actually watched
I
the
forget
show.
which one Oglethorpe was.
What's wrong, Emery? Why is it not working? You beat me over the head with it, dude.
It's definitely something like some adult swim
Oglethorpe
shit.
is the orange Plutonian.
Oh, you know what? I'm getting
Emery is the
I'm
green
getting
one.
I'm getting it confused with the show that has Meatwad and the
That is it. That's Aqua
Yeah,
Teen
how could
Hunger
you forget me?
Force.
Wow.
yeah, Meatwad. I
Yes.
love Meatwad. I don't know why, but I do.
We have traveled across time and space to get free cable.
No, forgot
Anyway.
me. Wow.
Yeah, we have gone way off topic with
Sorry.
this one.
All right.
I'm tired. It's okay.
It's okay. I'm not all there ever.
So,
All right.
we currently have the it's a 5 plus my 6 is a 41. Right?
What?
Hold on.
What numbers are you throwing out?
I'm looking at the shippity thing.
What do you mean plus your 6?
The
your-
ballistic. Oh, it's just my ballistic skill. We're just
Yes.
doing our ship. All right. Sweet.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
shooting at
It's
at one of the
69
Tempests.
or lower. Nice.
Nice.
Wait. What is your ballistic
Wait,
skill?
that is the ballistic skill.
So
So
your ballistic skill plus 5 for both turrets.
+5 for both turrets,
74.
and one of them gets the +10 oomph from the captain.
No,
Correct?
didn't he use that on the lock target?
No.
Oh, he did. Maybe I'm crazy. Don't answer. No, you wanted to, but you couldn't because. Never mind. Disregard it. I'm gonna shut
All
up
right.
now.
That was last
So-
turn.
Yeah.
So the first one then is going to be 84. Whee!
That is.
Oh, look at that.
That
Look
is
at
a
that.
wonderful,
That
wonderful
is-
hit. So much of
that is
those
the
hits are just
full-
wasted, though.
Yes.
All right, so four hits. One of them is going to be eaten by the shields. There's a crit in there. Go ahead and roll your 4d10 plus 8, so we can see which one gets reduced.
Okay. So 1, 2,
Nice.
3. Come on, hit the button.
Well,
That one
yeah.
gets reduced.
Wow, that's 25. That's 31 damage. Holy shit! That was some really good rolls, though.
That's yeah.
31 becomes 21, 11, 12. So 12 and let's see. Oof,
And then there's the critical
okay.
table. I'll teach you to blow up my Vox apparatus.
And then, yes, go ahead and roll that that beautiful bean footage critical hit 1d5.
Doing.
That is a 4.
Yeah.
Thrusters damaged. Let me see what this says here. Ship's maneuvering thrusters are smashed, venting randomly and leaking fuel. Roll 1d10. On a 1 through 7, the ship can still maneuver slowly, reducing its maneuverability bonus by 20. On an 8 to 10, the thrusters are completely damaged. The ship cannot turn. The damage can be repaired. So, go ahead and roll that 1d10 and tell me if I'm going to move very well or not. All right. Minus
Well, you
20.
don't move well, but you do move.
Yes, so let's see. Minus 20 maneuverability. Oh, I don't think maneuverability has really played too much into.
Not thus far.
No, because I think that comes into play if I'm trying to evade something and I'm not actually evading anything. 20 ability. Okay, that's a pretty big hit. You have another. I believe you have 2 dorsal mounted Sunseers, if I'm
That's
not mistaken.
correct.
Yep.
Go ahead and fire with the second one. Are you shooting at the same target?
Same target.
There you go.
Oh, wait. How's the range on this?
The Sunseers are 9s, and you are at the
11.
at the no modifier for range.
Okay, sweet. So this one will be a mere 74.
A mere 74, he says.
No, it should be plus 5, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that is plus 5.
No,
Hey,
no.
look, full success.
What is your
69. Nice.
He beat
Right.
me to it.
So it's got a plus 5 from my put your backs into it,
That's the 74.
and a plus 5 from the target lock.
I mean, it's still 6
Oh.
degrees of success.
Because you only used your plus 10
Okay.
on the first attack.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
what is the 79? Whatever.
It's still
The long
6
and the short
degrees.
of
In
it
other
is
words, a full
Full thing.
four hits.
Full whammy.
Yep. And the shields are still operational, so it's still 4. What's the dealies? 4, and then 1 gets eaten.
Here's the first one.
So 3, 8, 5.
So the 3 gets eaten.
18 plus
Plus
6
6.
is 24 minus the armor. Sometimes simple math, I can't do it. I just need to fucking do it. So, wait a second. Okay, that's what I thought. Let's see.
By the way, it slipped my mind because somebody else is messaging me something. How many turns until the comms are restored?
They will be restored at the beginning of the next full turn.
Okay.
Okay. That is it for firing. I believe that is it for extended and obviously
the crit
for moving.
that are.
Oh yes, I'm
we-
sorry. Yeah, no, you're
we
right.
didn't calculate either of our crits.
No, you did the first one. It was engines damaged or thrusters
Okay.
damaged and
I missed
reduction in
that, sorry.
maneuverability. That is correct. There is another 1d5 roll.
Yes, there is.
And if you
another
do,
one.
now I also will point out, if you damage the thrusters again, I believe the rules make them destroyed.
Ooh.
I believe.
Well, we'll see.
So that's a
Nope.
3. Sensors damaged. Ship's auspex arrays have been knocked out, leaving the vessel blind. Till the damage is repaired, all shooting tests suffer a -30 to hit, and all sensory tests to detect anything beyond the ship's immediate engagement range automatically fail. Additionally, as the arrays are located outside the hull, any repairs must be attempted in the void, which means I probably can't be doing it in the middle of battle. That sucks a lot. So, sensors damaged, -30 ballistics. Yep. Okay, that is going to be rough. So, anything else before I jump ahead and forget something?
I don't think so.
All right, we are going to attempt emergency repairs. That is, I believe it was a -10. Let me see, what does it say?
That's cute. He thinks he gets to do things.
All right, yeah, I got to roll against that number. Okay. That's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. So, all right, we'll go ahead and just move them forward. I will not be doing random spontaneous ramming actions just because. Let me see something.
How random can they be?
It would have to be a -30 to hit us because like they can't tell where we are.
Well, no, obviously they're not going to hit you. And technically, that when I did that ship ramming its fellow ship last week, it was only because I thought it would be funny as shit, and I wanted to.
It was funny. It was also terrifying.
Yeah.
Not to. I was gonna say it wasn't funny to somebody that wanted to capture 2 fully intact ships.
Well, I mean, listen. Once the
If
live fire
wishes were
becomes
fishes,
2A,
we'd all
anything
cast
goes.
nets.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're just, as far as I can tell, there's nothing specific about thrusters being damaged and actually reducing your ship's speed. I think this is just literally maneuverability goes out the window. Okay. All right. In that case, yeah, he's gonna. Let's see. This. Sure I didn't go too far. Here's, Sunseers first. Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll damage. The chances of doing damage, well, that's like 2 hits. One of them's gonna get eaten by the shields, and 12 damage is not enough to surpass armor. So I'm not even gonna roll damage. So Sunseers hit. And then the macro cannon batteries fired off as well. So
Macro cannons.
just to make sure. Whoops. Whoa, whoa.
Thankfully, they are shorter range.
Yes, they are. Wow, I definitely tabbed a lot over there. Holy shit. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, I gotta figure this math out in my head. Macro cannons. Range is 6. So am I in within? Nope. So, yeah, same number. I think that's not going to hit. Nope. Macro cannon batteries fire, but to no fucking good.
To no avail.
Yeah, that ship is gonna be hurting for a hot minute. This one. Is going to be firing. Actually, before I do that, I am going to attempt target lock. So let me get to those tools really quick. Scrutiny plus detection, and detection is on this ship. All of the stats. Okay. Ugh. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Okay. So, come on.
Do we notice the ineffectiveness of the fire from the first ship?
Yeah. You notice the Sunseers hitting and your shields and armor absorbing it as if it was Tuesday. And today is Wednesday.
But we'd also notice a lot of misses.
Sorry?
I'm saying we notice a large amount of misses, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you notice a phenomenal amount of fire, about what you would expect from a fully functioning ship firing. But then you also notice that there's an awful lot of missing. And the few hits that do go through your shields and your armor are like, what was that?
Well, I know why, but I'm saying in character, are we able to observe? Do we know that we blew up their sensors?
It's not readily available information at this time. You scored some hits, and some of them look like they might have been a little extra crunchy.
Register that I did a good job, and that their ship seems to be screwy. Why exactly it's screwy, we don't know.
Yeah, you've noticed the screwball nature, just not the specifics as to why it's screwbally. Sunseer's missed, by the way.
Okay, above the table.
Yes.
Would a focused augury test reveal what has been damaged on their ship?
Yes.
All right.
Macro cannon batteries are firing from the second ship, and they have hit.
I don't want to be hit.
Unfortunately, it's probably not going to account to much, but let me roll this anyway and see what happens.
Does that penalty range or is that standard range?
Modifiers have been adjusted or added and applied. No damage. You get the equivalent of shells bouncing off your ship's armor. The ones that did make it through the shields. So they have done everything they can do, and we are now back at the top of the order.
I hope their Sunseer battery isn't shooting shells.
They have Sunseer batteries and macro cannon batteries. Or, well, more accurately, Mars Cat. Let me rephrase that.
They have two sets of dorsal mounted batteries, multiple weapon systems.
Correct.
No, I'm just saying they're the same as our ship. We don't have just two lasers on our ship. We have two separate fire controlled batteries of lasers. And they also have two sets of fire controlled weapons, just one of them is a shell based.
Correct. One is the Mars pattern macro cannon, the other one is the Sunseer laser battery.
So essentially, if you're familiar with most weapon terminology, they essentially have one bay of essentially an autocannon type weapon.
Yep.
Except the shells are house sized, and they have one set of the same lasers that we do.
Yep.
Yep.
And
unfortunately,
the most I've done is damaged your communication system.
My Lord Captain, mine helmsman friend, might I suggest that when in a 2-on-1, a good course of action tends to be putting one in between us and the other. Don't
Yeah,
let them
that's
both
what I
get
was
firing
trying to
on
do.
us.
Well, I was going to say, is this 3 dimensions of space or is it 2? Because what I would like to do, GM,
Mm-hmm.
is something akin to splitting the T, except rather than split the T in the more traditional naval sense, I kind of want to dive under the damaged ship,
He wants to do the Picard maneuver.
I
something
mean,
like
we
that.
all want to do the Picard maneuver and appear to be in 2 places at once and confuse everybody. However, um, these rules are written as 2-dimensional, and diving underneath somebody is really not much of an option. While I certainly absolutely understand your intent, and there are tabletop-based wargaming ship gaming systems that allow for that sort of thing. This one, unfortunately, does not. Attack Vector Tactical, Saganami Island Tactical Simulator for the Honor Harrington verse are 2 that I think of right off the top of my head. Ironically, they use more or less the same set of rules. To some
Honor
extent.
Harrington.
Yeah, you didn't think I knew that one, did you?
My father-in-law keeps trying to get me to read those books.
The tradition lives.
I did read those books.
They were phenomenal until I stopped reading them.
There were books.
In fact, at various points in time, there was discussions about an attempt to create not only video games but also movies and or TV shows. But none of them ever really got anywhere. I digress. It is your turn. Standard move action or a different maneuver action, extended actions, and firing stuffs, all on the table for you.
Well, based off your current heading, I think you intend to sweep around the other ship anyway. So, like, that's, if that's your plan, do what you're gonna do.
Yeah. I think we're going to make a slight course adjustment at the 4.5.
Oh, okay. Don't do that. We cannot
Don't do
shoot
that.
behind us. We cannot shoot behind us.
I know. I was going to turn again when I got to the 9.
You can turn at either the midway
can
point
turn
or
once.
the end point. The additional
There's a
turning option is
maneuver.
a maneuver
Yeah,
action.
special thing.
Yeah.
But our pilot is probably good enough to at least attempt that.
I mean, if you want to do the maneuver, that's fine, but it's that or the focused augury. So either get fancy or augury, but like you can't do both.
Oh,
I just
okay.
wanted to make
Hold on. Okay, that's where we were.
So I believe the maneuver you want to attempt is the come to new heading, which is difficult -10 piloting plus your ship's maneuverability. Success means the starship may turn when it has moved half its speed value and then turn again when it's moved its full speed value. Now the flip side of that is if this is successful, you suffer a -20 to ballistics test to fire
Yeah, that's
during
what I
this
don't
turn.
like about that.
Right.
The other option is adjusting bearing. This is used to decrease the distance a starship. Hold on. This is used to decrease the distance a starship must move before it can turn. First, the ship decides if it is moving half or full speed. Then the helmsman makes a challenging pilot plus maneuverability test. On success, the starship may turn after moving 1 void unit less than its speed value, which is 1 inch. So either move at 3.5 or at 8. For every degree of success, it may turn after moving 1 less. So now you're getting down to like 2 or 7, etc. Starship must move at least 1 void unit before turning. Once the starship has turned, it must move the remaining distance so its complete movement is equal to its half or full speed. Basically, it changes when you turn to something less than half or something less than full. And then
Okay, well, I don't want to give us a penalty to firing.
this one does not. It does. I mean, it's not as you don't have as many maneuvering options with it, but it does not impart a penalty to shoot.
I also think to make sure that both ships stay in our firing arc, we need to turn the opposite direction of the way that you were going to turn initially.
That you want it to turn more to the right than to the left.
Depending on which way you got the table facing, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. From my side, it's to the ship's right.
I
Alterius, how you feeling over there, buddy?
believe make a starboard turn is what I was going to suggest.
Alterius, I'm just checking in, man. There's not been a lot for you. Excuse me, to do. So.
Except for
wanna
the
check in
fixing
with you.
of the thing.
I fix it. Yeah. I'm tired.
I
I'm
figured.
sorry.
Anyways,
I'm good.
okay.
Yeah.
So, if you want to do the adjust bearing, which does not give a shooting penalty, that is just pilot plus maneuverability. And basically what that one does, it changes when you turn the ship, and then you move the rest of your full.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Piloting spacecraft plus the ship's maneuverability, which I think is 23.
Also, we're relatively close now. Are we going to be any closer during any point of your maneuvering, or should we fire at this point?
Actually, we should fire now.
Mm-hmm. All right, well then let me go ahead. Omar, if you kindly would roll a target lock. Let's
Oh,
go ahead
for
and
what's his face?
mm-hmm.
Against a 62. Let me check that number. Scrutiny is perception, which is 47. Ship's detection is 15. So 47, 15 is 62. Yep. I'll be kind. Let me see how many fate points this Yuko bar has. Yes. Come on. Come on. Those are wounds. Those are not fate points. He has 4 fate points, so I'm going to roll against a 72. That is 2 degrees of success. Hold that thought. Oh, I can't add an extra degree of success because I have already rolled. Yep. Okay. 2 degrees of success, which I believe is not enough to give you more than the initial +5. I think I need multiple degrees.
Yep. So it's +5 to 1 turret.
Correct.
I'll go ahead and roll my put your backs into it.
Which will give another +5 on 1 success. Which I think is barely 1 success there.
Well, 94.
No. 2 degrees. But you need 3 to get the additional ones, right?
Yeah. So if you want to, you can basically, if I give you the +10 Warner, you can put a +10 to each of your rolls. So
And
that sounds good.
And they are already at +10 because you are under half range.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a +20 to each of the rolls. Now that's it's 64 plus, so +20, or is it 69?
69
Nice.
plus 20, so
69.
89. Nice,
89,
nice,
sorry.
nice.
Well, then commence with the surgically stripping their ship of components.
Yes.
Commence with the niceties.
That's you mean commence with the niceties?
Alrighty.
Are you rolling against 89?
89 or lower.
All right.
First roll.
Oof.
Let's fate
I like
point
that.
that
No,
shit.
you don't need to spend your fate points on blowing up my ship.
I do. I have them. I should use them.
Absolutely, you should. That is
This
5 degrees of success. That is full
successful.
hits and a crit.
Yes. Correct.
All right, roll your 4d10 plus 8, and we'll take off 1d10 plus 2.
Aw. That looked like it was going to be a 9 for a
It did.
hot
That
second.
looked like a 10, but I'll take it. I mean, I don't want to take
An
an 8.
8's not bad.
No, 8 is not bad. 6. One more. 9. Look at that.
Nice. The 5
17,
goes.
23, 29 minus the ship's armor is, what did I say, 29?
Mhm.
Okay.
hmm
There we go.
Is it vaporized yet?
No.
Sorry.
There's a hot bit of hole there.
There's quite a bit. Yes.
There was a hot bit of hole that got slagged off a couple shots ago.
Yeah, well, there's been a bunch more that's fallen off, too. Go ahead and roll that critical, sir.
Doot doot doot. Hey, look.
A 2.
2. That
Doocy.
is...
It was 4, 3, then 2.
Let's see. All right, 2. Internal damage. Force of the hit ruptures bulkheads and smashes machinery. The attacker selects one component of those that you know of that is not the bridge or plasma warp drives. That component is damaged. However, you know all the components. We didn't really elucidate on that. But you may choose one component of your choice other than the bridge or the plasma warp drives, which are your engines, and you may
Right.
damage it. What would you
Well,
like to
the void
damage, sir?
shields are totally crimping my style.
Oh,
The
so
void
are we
shield- the-
damaging
the-
void shields?
Huh?
Okay. I was gonna say the void shields or the sun sphere, but it's up to you.
Yeah,
Shields might be
like,
better.
I like the void shields.
Yeah,
because
if I was on your team, I would also agree
Yeah.
with the void shields being damaged, because that
Killing-
means now all
killing
of your hits
faster.
go through instead of just
Yeah.
the 3 of 4. Let me see, what does it say specifically for void shields? I believe it says something about them. Where? What? Let me look at...
we believe in nothing, Lebowski.
You know, I'd
Mm,
almost rather go later in the initiative order as ships rather than sooner, because if we damage them, they can emergency repair on this turn. But if
it just for
if
the,
we take damage, we can't emergency repair until next turn.
well, I mean, so in response, they would be able to conduct emergency repair if they wanted to, right? And let's assume they make the best possible roll, and that it only takes one turn, which is the absolute minimum that a repair must take.
You're missing. It's not important, but you're missing my point.
All right, maybe I am missing the point.
I think I'm missing it too, but that's okay.
So let's say hypothetically, they shoot in the turn order the way it is.
Uh-huh.
They shoot us.
Right.
Because their turn is after ours.
Oh.
We can't make our repair roll until next turn, but we shoot them, they can make their repair roll on the same turn.
I see where you're going with that. And I think what my ruling would be is how in many systems the rule usually reads something like until that person's next turn that penalty applies. I think that would have to apply here, because otherwise you're right. Like, especially when it's just a couple ships or the 2 teams, for lack of a better way to phrase it, like it almost really wouldn't make much difference. And by limiting or redefining the length of that minimum 1 turn makes more sense. Because like in your guys' case with repairing the box, it took all of that turn's time to repair it, and it wasn't otherwise available until the beginning of the next turn, which just so happened to be you guys at the top. If you'd been later in the initiative order, I think the same would have applied had I been thinking all the way through. I'm going to rule, because I'm not seeing anything specific for shields being damaged, that the shields are no longer functioning, they're just not destroyed, because they are damaged and or unpowered. So, moving forward, anytime you hit this thing, this next salvo is the shields are still functional. It's the subsequent turns, kind of going in lines with what I was just talking about with the repairs. That makes sense?
Okay.
All right, go ahead and make your second attack roll there, sir. At, I believe the number was plus 20.
Will do. Yes. So it was 89. Diddly-diddly-dee.
75. That's only 1 degree of success. You may re-roll that if you would like.
Yeah. Night's
Because
getting on.
theoretically, that one hit
Let's-
is all
let's
it's
do
gonna.
it.
It's just gonna get
Yeah.
eaten by the shields.
No, the shields went down, right?
Well,
No, he he just made the ruling that doesn't take effect until next turn.
Oh, okay.
Because of
But in theory, then also neither
Okay.
can their repair take effect until next turn.
okay, you know what? All right, fine. You're right. You're right. Shields are down on this hit.
All right.
Go ahead and
Shields
blast
are
away,
down.
sir. But
So actually,
have-
I am going to spend the fate point.
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I like the full hits.
That is 6 degrees.
Yeah.
So again,
Full hits.
4 hits, and all 4 will be annihilating the ship.
This time, I'll just roll
You're
it all
gonna do
together.
this.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say smart, but certainly the less anxiety
Faster way.
Yes. All right. Well, that is a total of 19 plus 8 is 27. Actually, you're just gonna do. I can't math. Sudden. 19 plus 8 is 27,
Mm-hmm.
and the ship's armor is. My short-term memory suddenly went to shit. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, that's not how math works. There we go. Okay. That is. Can you just roll a 1d10 for me?
Sure.
This I'm not going to explain anything about this roll until after you make the roll, but just a simple 1d10, just for shits and giggles, even and odd. Okay.
Be even.
Ship immediately explodes into a billion pieces. And I will tell you that the reason why I did that was I basically was going to make a decision. Do I just kill the ship outright? Or do I let it continue with one whole structure remaining and a crit that's going to make it even worse? Why bother? This ship is destroyed. It is now just a vaporizing cloud of debris and gas and not really screaming men.
but is this the turn where we have our comms back, or is it next turn?
It's this turn.
Alrighty.
I
And
believe
it is
someone.
still your turn, and
It's
you still
time to
have the
hail.
option for the extended
Yeah.
actions if you would like.
Let's hail them. The remaining ship.
Okay. What are you going to say to them?
Once again, please state why you are here, or make a ways. Or I shall be pleased enough to do to you what I did to the other one.
Make your roll, and then I will make a roll of my own.
Alrighty.
He just did. It's a 4. I'm kidding.
Whee!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's 100. I thought that was a 1.
That's
Fate point?
Yes. That is
He
the-
stands. I imagine for a moment you
how
stand
many-
there
how many-
flexing as you hold the microphone to your mouth and you say things like "stand down" or "we're going to destroy you too," and you're just like, "Oh, I meant to turn the button on whilst flexing."
Now, my question, Warner, is how many fate points do you have left? You've spent 2.
I've spent 2. This will be my third of 4.
I thought you had that many. Go ahead.
But
So
all right, we're gonna have more shooting after this probably. But
I'm aware. I'm just it's time. If we'd been playing Dark Heresy, and I was playing my Psyker, that would have been a Daemon summon.
Yes.
it's a good thing you're not a psyker.
Yeah, because that looks like a Damon might have showed up
Holy
with a
balls!
that looks like a Damon showing up with a clutch bag of bullshit.
That's still bad.
Okay, yeah, the
Sometimes
I
the
think what
dice
happens
hate
is you send the message and the other ship crew is like, fire the lasers.
What the message goes through,
Yeah.
and the only one it's playing to is the commissar on the headset, and he's just smiling, stroking his
Yeah,
gun.
exactly. I don't know if using that same Dark Heresy analogy, I don't know if the Dark Heresy side of things, like the bad guy side, has a commissar equivalent, but whatever it is, he's the one that hears the message. He's just like, this guy, listen to this guy. He's so funny as he polishes his sidearm, ready to shoot another crew member.
Didn't we just kill the commissar shit on his ship?
I think you did. The one that did the shooting at the you killed that one.
But it's a different
Is there any other
commissar.
actions for the Acheron's Ferry?
I don't think we have anything left.
Okay.
We haven't moved yet.
Ah, yes.
Yes, please make your move. Including maneuver actions if you would like.
Well, that would just make it weird. So just regular maneuver, I guess.
Well,
try to-
if I do the one that gives a penalty to firing now,
It would apply
Yeah.
in the following round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in fairness, just because of the way it's written. I think it's intended that you move and then shoot, but I could be wrong. And especially in this case, like it's kind of it's almost like you're intentionally trying to circumvent that particular rule. So
That's why I said
I
let's
just
not.
wanted to make sure.
yeah.
Let's try to keep them out of our rear arc, however you maneuver.
Rear arc. Yeah.
Let's see. I will do the one that shortens the duration that I need to go before turning.
Okay. That is the adjust bearing. So go ahead and make your piloting plus ship's maneuverability.
What's the difficulty?
Challenging plus 0.
Okay.
Your
So
ship's maneuverability is 23. What's your piloting?
60
So 83.
plus 20.
Where's the plus 20 coming from?
Pilot spacecraft.
So it's 63 and then 83 from that and then another 20.
My agility is 60.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
Sorry.
don't roll. I think
Don't roll 100.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change that in the future after today, just to be clear. In those cases, anything of a 95 plus is going to be an auto fail. Because we do have a number of rolls that are easily reaching into 100 plus that are virtually impossible to fail. That said, that's 5 degrees of success, so you must move a minimum of 1 inch, period, I believe is the rule.
Yep.
Let me double check that. Yeah, you must move at least 1, so move 1 inch, do your up to 90-degree turn, and then move your remaining 8 inches. Or, I mean, obviously you can move anywhere between 1 and 4.5.
That feels like more than 90
I
degrees.
was just going to say it does look more than 90. Because you were pointed off kind of like that.
Hold on.
90 degrees is the right angle.
Yes, you'd be coming to about there.
Yes. And I was facing this way.
Oh, well,
I'm not watching as close as you are. It just felt like more than 90 degrees.
it definitely felt like it, but I can live with that.
That's because I am only set to 15 degrees instead of 30.
Okay.
I see what you did.
So
Okay,
I did it one more time to get it to the 90.
Got it. I got what you did. And the angles are close enough for government work.
Okay.
And then 8 inches, I believe, is your remaining movement.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else for the Acheron's Ferry before I blow you to dust? I mean, attempt to make
Wait,
stupid
what?
jokes. I can't. Statistically, I'm not going to be able to, probably. I would have to have some really, really good rolls and some really bad luck on y'all's part. But I digress. Anything else before I make my move?
Don't believe so.
All right. They are first going to standard move action, forward half movement. Turn about 90. Move another 4. That will put you
A little bit over half.
Yeah, I would get I won't get short range, but I won't get long range. Either weapon system. So that will put me at... Oh, let me do a target lock first. It is...
Engine seer, jam their target lock. I'm just curious if they're jammed, because jamming would preclude that it messed with their sensors on some level. If it was, is there a jamming for sensors as opposed to jamming for communications?
No, unless only because I've established that you can use chaff. You don't have chaff-like things. And they definitely had some sort of chaff-like thing until the first ship took a bunch of damage. I need a roll for target lock against a number. And I got... Whew, okay. Interesting. I have a certain
Great.
amount of degrees of success. I have to do some math now. Hold on. 1, and then another +5 for...
Can I spend a fate point to make them re-roll that?
Don't think it works like that.
Damn.
Wow. Okay, so it's just plus. Another 1. 2. Okay. All right, yeah. So for this first shot, I need 7 degrees of success. I'll call that 6, actually. Because if I added 70 to that, I would have failed. So, that's 6 degrees with the Sun Seers, which means 4 hits going through. Well, 3 hits going through. You know what I mean. And there's a crit somewhere in there. So 3, 7, 6 is 13. 19. That's... I didn't even chip your armor with a 19 damage, did I? Nope. Not
Nope.
even. But I did get a critical. A 1. Which is... hold. That's funny. I didn't penetrate armor, but yet I've holed this ship somehow. A lucky hit has wrenched open the ship's hull, exposing it to space. The attacker selects one component, only choosing from what I know of that is not the bridge or plasma. Emergency bulkheads slam into place, sealing off the components, but this component is depressurized. That would be your first Sunseer battery.
No, we done lost a gun.
Yes. I'm sorry, Warner. I know this makes you want to cry and scream internally. Depressurization. Nope, that's not what I want. It is. Okay. If a component is depressurized, air violently vents over a number of rounds. I'm just gonna say. Let me read the rest of this. Any characters attempting to exit the component treat it as a difficult terrain as they battle high winds within the component. Once all air has vented, all characters inside the component suffer the effects of vacuum. Depressurization deals 1d10 damage to crew population and 1d5 to morale. It does not make the component damaged. The component may be used provided the crew members wear void suits. So 1d10. I need one person to roll 1d10, and then another person roll 1d5. You're going to lose a percentage of crew members and some of your morale.
Okay, I guess I'll roll the d10.
Okay, so 5% of your crew population just sucked out into the void. And then a 1d5 for your crew morale.
You guys want me to roll that too?
Yeah, why don't you?
Oh, look at that. 1% of your morale. So your morale is now 99. Actually, I think your morale's 100. Because I believe your morale is actually 101 as a base stat.
Yeah.
So, morale remains high, despite the fact that, I don't know, what's 1% of, 27,000 or some shit?
That's a lot of dead folk.
That's a lot of dead folk.
Hey, look, Omar, we've got chaff now.
Wow, that's a really cold thing to say.
Well, space is cold.
That's why never mind. I have another roll to make. This one is not going to be quite so high. Yep, let's go. That is a fail. So once again, Sunseer lasers are just streaking across your hull, getting a lucky shot against your own Sunseers, and then the macro cannon batteries fire, and bullets the size of condominiums smash into your hull with negligible effect.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do put your backs into it
Mm-hmm.
right away to get started on repair. I know the weapon can still function with void suit crew, but I want to get that fixed. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
a less than fully functional
So
ship.
one thing to know is, and this is kind of this is one of those areas where it's kind of a stickler to the details, and also, did we
didn't you say
establish
over
details?
didn't you say over a certain number of rounds it loses there? So technically it hasn't even fully lost air yet, as I recall.
Correct. It does say it takes GM's discretion number of rounds. So I'm just going to say 1 because 1 round is 30 minutes, and I imagine within 30
Okay.
minutes all the air is sucked out of your Sunseer batteries as far as where your crew members would be. The other side of that, I don't know if we've actually established as standard procedure in the middle of ship fights that your crew are all void suited. I don't even think you actually have enough void suits for everybody aboard anyway.
Right.
So I think fundamentally that Sunseer weapon system has been neutralized for the time being.
Okay. That's your ruling. Let's see
So
what
that
I
would be
get.
emergency repairs for 1d5 minus degrees of success rounds. That is a failed. Put your backs into it.
Yeah, it's my first fail, so I'm going to use a fate point.
That possibly a fail. I don't remember what you had to roll. You said this before.
A 94.
94. Oh, did we lose Darius?
I am sort of here.
Well, you're here in comms, just not on the table. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's a
I'm not
plus.
sure if I'll be able to rejoin the table or not
Yeah, I don't see
Why
why
is
you
that?
wouldn't, unless your internet's.
because I'm going through my internet on my phone and not on my.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do we want to end it here, considering time and whatnot? We're almost. I mean, we have enough time to
Well,
do
I
another
guess
round otherwise, but we can end it here in this round.
this is the beginning of a round.
Correct.
Um,
We can effectively say that your failed roll is negated, and everybody comes back to the table with fresh fate points next round, or this round next week.
okay. I mean, it wasn't a failed, but anyway, I get you.
Well, the initial 95. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody needs to make note, besides myself, that the Sunseers, your ship, are bashed.
I'll remember.
Both of them?
Save.
No, just one of them.
Oops.
Okay.
It's got a hull breach. We need to do an emergency repair on to get them functional again.
Ah. So they actually got a solid hit on us.
Yes, I actually scored a couple. The first one was I bashed the box. I bashed the comm system.
Okay, they actually got a second solid hit on us.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't call. They've gotten a number of solid hits on us. They just haven't done much damage. It's
They
this.
haven't
This is
done anything.
this is the second critical.
Yeah, I think the first critical was also negligible damage that didn't really do shit. I just happened to get a lucky shot to go through. At any rate, let's do some outro bits. And starting with Rev, any outro feedback, sort of comments?
No, just need to remember is that we've got to do an emergency repair next week on the Sunseers.
Indeed.
Emergency.
Darius, feedback, outro, comments. What do you got for us?
Definitely enjoying the ship combat.
Good.
Not much other than that.
Good. Alterios, you still with us, brother?
Alterios, are you awake? Or muted?
I know he was getting tired
He
a bit
was
ago.
indeed.
Go ahead and move on. Warner, feedback, outro comments. What do you got for us?
Let's finish the combat in its entirety before I get too critique
To critique.
happy. Overall, it's been going all right. I will say space combat into space combat seems a little bit much, but clearly the counterpoint to that was Darius being like, "Oh yeah, that's great." So
No, that's fair. I think the one thing that kind of takes away from the, let's call it, repetitiveness
mhm.
is the fact that that battle with the Raiders was so quickly done. I feel like it was done pretty fast, mostly because we didn't understand the critical rules right away,
Right.
which worked clearly well into your favor and also into the favor
Yes.
of keeping it short. I bumped the skills on these guys slightly, which may or may not be evident by now.
Yep.
But there's a reason for that, and that will become more evident after we complete the fights. I also, remembering how the orc engagements on the ground could have gone, I'm working to try to keep from having a repeat of all of that. This scenario is going to play in some ways similar to the orc thing, but in other ways not. That makes sense. And so I'm definitely trying to keep from having a whole bunch of ground shit, or in this case,
Fair
space
enough.
combat. But I think narratively, these events are kind of important. Some things are not. Some things are not apparent yet. That will be after the fact. So, yeah, that and I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the space combat. I like the way it works, and I think the way that we do it, even though it's been a little herky jerky and sometimes slow and drawn out, and we're not really sure what we're doing. I think once we get into the actual doing of the space combat, I really kind of like the space combat system in this game. I think it's actually pretty fun. I hope that what we've done has been entertaining for you guys as well, despite any repetitive or monotonous sorts of nature to what we're doing.
Yeah, like I said, I do want to, give it the benefit of the doubt and see what the whole thing is like before I
Right.
give my full critique. So, just an impression that I've got going in.
Yep, absolutely. We are ending slightly early though. Well, not really early, but we are ending a little bit earlier than perhaps we normally would have. But we also started later, so that's, I think, at the end state there is we're still sitting right around the 2 hour mark. We did get a late start. Are ending a bit early. Also, I'm not entirely sure if Altorios is still conscious. Hopefully, he's all right. Falling asleep late for him. On that note, we are going to get out of here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please consider smashing all the positive buttons and none of the negative buttons, and I will let you discern which are which. It is a grimdark world out there, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. As for me and mine, we are out of here. We'll see you next time. Have a good one, my friends.
How's Wiedersehen?